All right. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey girl, welcome all to another episode of Two Chicks, One Screen. You can't see my hands. So she got. I am Crystal, the naughtyologist, and this is
It's your girl, Little Sexpert, and we are here today to talk about the wood.
it's one of those classics. It's up there. That if you haven't seen it, you definitely should. Definitely.
Yes.
It's a staple. They filmed a lot of it in Inglewood. A lot of the places that Latier Elementary School, the market, those are staple trademark places in Inglewood.
So that's fun, right?
Yeah.
This came out in 1999.
I was a youngin'.
So I was in 10th, 11th grade, 10th grade, I think it is. Somewhere in there.
8th grade.
I was in high school when they was going through that high school experience. I was like, oh, so familiar. Yeah, that sounds about right. All what they was kind of going through, that awkward kind of, you don't really know, trying to figure it out.
So the premise of The Woods is three male friends, homeboys, as you'd say, who pretty much grow up together over time, go from it's not elementary school, it's middle school to high school.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all coming back for one wedding. But unfortunately, he goes MIA.
He does.
That's like a whole cold feet type situation. And the movie just plays over some flashbacks of them going through, would you say?
So it's like, first of all, we have Mike, Slim, and Roland. Those are the three main characters, right? And so Mike moved to Inglewood from North Carolina, so he was already very Southern when he came in middle school. And Slim and Roland been friends since forever and 2 days, right? And so they, befriended him, but they also kind of like, gave him a little jokesy and made him go touch the most popular girl, which was Alicia behind. So from middle school, they was already with the antics. They was with the shits.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it was very pre-adolescent hormones going just 15 minutes into the movie, right?
Yeah, it's so true.
Which for me, watching it then, I was like, oh yeah, that's what boys do. Watching it now, I'm like, that's where boys go wrong. Because they let their homeboys tell them, like, oh, go do it. He was very much peer pressured into going to touch that girl butt.
Oh, yeah. And as a parent, I'm like, I wish a motherfucker would try to touch my child.
Right. So the dynamic of how we watched it then and now is like, also I kept going, there was no consent. He didn't ask.
No.
And then he mad that she beat his ass and her brother, like, come on. So yes, she did tell her brother, who was a known blood, that he, touched her.
Brother Tracy.
The brother, of course, decided, like, you not about to do this, so I'm gonna whoop your ass.
You're gonna get these hands.
Which, right now, our day and time, I prefer somebody to get my ass beat with some hands versus getting shot or stabbed.
So true.
Right now, it's looking really bad where people are just taking it upon themselves to shoot people. So,
yeah, not nice. But then, after that one little prank, obviously they became really great friends, the three of them. And, like you said, the hormones was on 10. Okay. So I believe that was like 8th grade he came. The hormones was on high speed alert. And, they were trying to get the girls and all that. And Roland, been messing with the girl who he ended up marrying, Tanya, from this time. They've been off and on since 8th grade. Really, and that's like, really telling of the time. He really liked it, but he didn't get his footing together. I feel like, to be honest, Slim was a troublemaker. Slim was really the troublemaker.
He was the instigator. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
he's the one who also came over to bed.
Yes.
Yes. So,
and that is a very critical point of it, right? When they got to high school, they on the basketball team, they feeling themselves, they got a little varsity jacket, they feeling themselves, girls is thinking, but ain't nobody giving up nothing.
So I have in my notes they went from grabbing booties to fingering.
Yes, they did. And even back then, for me, I was like, oh, did they wash their hands? Are they fingernails clipped?
Right.
So even worse now. I'm like,
So the bet was started that they would each put $5 in to see who could. Well, actually, they started bets way back when because they were betting.
Exactly, they bet on who he could bet if he would touch her butt. So they started that from middle school on betting on doing things with females.
Right.
Which is very misogynistic.
I wonder how many men have actually done that.
A very good poll question. We will add that in our Spotify poll question. How many men have betted on getting the booty with their friends?
So $5.
That's a sound bite.
$5 for each month that they didn't go. So we see them fingering an array of girls and dating. It's one where it's like my mama said it's nasty, and then it's another one where the girl is like, you want to put that in me? And think about it, right? At what, 13, 14, 15?
So it was about 15 at that point.
Penis look exciting to you because if you've never seen it, you're like, oh, that shit look foreign, right?
Right. You're like, oh.
Like, who created that to be like, this is what's going in me?
And they were surely letting them know. And they was doing all kinds of things. And then, and even then, I'm not a fan of the letting you get halfway and then be like, no.
Right. It's a tease.
I don't like cock tease and I don't cock tease. It's right. No, we're not today because I'm not in no mood, so we're not gonna get to a mood.
So that brought up conversation of the blue balls, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of blue balls happening. They was putting all kinds of ice water down the pans.
So I asked recently a gentleman, like, what does that feel like? And he's like, it's just real frustrating. Like, it's not something it's not a pleasant, but it's also not something like people take it to the extreme.
Mm-hmm. I think really, honestly, yes, it's physical, but it's more mental.
Yes.
Because you're like, girl, you made me do all this work. The guy was like, my hand is getting a cramp. How long I got to keep fingering you? And you like, oh, I'm almost there. You like, well, when are we getting there for my turn? And it just never was his turn.
Right.
And, if you're not fully there, to be honest, don't even go there, because, and unfortunately, and I hate to have to even talk about this in our front time, but, unfortunately, sometimes it goes a little left when you do those kind of things. People are like, oh, but you said yes before, so it's going to be yes. It kind of has those circumstances. We're so happy that wasn't seen in this movie, but we know it is the reality.
I think Slim brought up, like, to tell the girl, like, you hit, oh boy, you let old boy hit, and I know I'm prettier than that. And a lot of times men don't realize that you bringing up something from the past might trigger like I might have gotten pushed into having sex with him, and that was something that I wanted to do or feel safe doing. So I'm learning how to say, no, I don't want to do it, because a lot of times situations we are peer pressured into doing it because you want it more, right. And I'm fearful of what's going to happen to me if I say no to you. Right.
Exactly. So, and the bet went on, for some time. And, then we see that, that kind of friend relationship kind of really did grow between Mike and Alicia. And, they will be doing all that. And he told her about the bet. And he was like, really? Well, she kind of assumed that that's what they were doing. And he kind of admitted, yeah, we are. And she was like, I just knew that y'all be betting on the booty. I just knew y'all be betting on who would get the booty first. And end up that he was the one to get the booty first. But he never, Yeah, he never said it because I feel like he valued her so much as a friend, as a person that he just was like,
really liked her.
That one is not for money.
Right. He enjoyed her. Now, if we break down that whole scenario of them having sex, because she says, well, while they're in the library, why don't you find somebody who wants it as much as you? Which
That's it. That was the flag right there.
Right. Green flag. Like, hey, I want, hey, I'm open to it. So
that reminds me of myself.
then when they, him walking home, of course, him being a male and them not really taking heed to what she said, she's like, well, do you want to come see my dress? Like, just as another way in the house, like, I'll try my dress on for you, right? Or I'll show you my dress.
But ain't nobody home.
Right.
He just wasn't picking up. He was like, what?
I feel like sometimes men mishear what we're trying to say, or not take the hint.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, nobody's home.
Like, you getting all undressed in front of the boy, like he like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, this my song. Like all of these, and remember this song from the dance.
Those moments that start to make it feel like, okay, we can do this now. So they do end up starting to have sex, and Lulu has said over and over how she can't stand how this man had a condom in his wallet.
Yes, so like, hello, heat. That condom's in your back pocket. That thing been in there for a little minute. It's not viable. So when that thing pops, why are any of us surprised? Yeah. The shit is dropped the fuck up.
So, a lot of times, and again, this is a reason why I say I'm in the field, because I feel like men need to be taught better. Because they learn from OGs where they did have a mishap of the condom breaking, because he probably put it on all the way, right? And didn't put it on right. So when he did start to have sex, the friction between all of that broke the condom because there was no space between the two, which a lot of children somehow don't know. And that's how we have all of our babies. Because I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, we had a condom on, or we, this and this, and we got a baby. How did you put the condom on?
Right. And was it your right size too?
Right. Because when we're younger, a lot of times Magnum gold wrapper condoms are like the number one condom thing, right?
You feel like you got a big ass dick and you don't.
But there are so many other condom brands that are much better. One for your vagina and two for your pleasure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you get past that whole, okay, I'm using a condom now, no condoms, like it gets better.
It surely does. It surely does. And it's just it's a learning curve, right? So they didn't have any guidance. None of them had any big brothers, to go to.
Right.
Mike was the big brother and he ain't know. So, we can't really expect that much. They didn't really have any older, male people that they were around and getting any of that, schooling. What I thought was hilarious when the condom did break, because she was ready to go. Okay, at least she was like, look, you finna get this condom. Head in my brother's room. I know exactly where he keep them. Go in there and get one. He not home yet. Hurry up. He was taking long. Stacy, the brother, came home with his little doo-wop. This motherfucker had to hide under the bed. He hearing all kinds of the girl like, wait, where's one of your condoms? Now you done got the boy in trouble now.
Right. He can't get
He trying to smash his sister. Took one of his condoms. Now he gonna have to figure out what he gonna do with his life later. Because now the girl mad. She done count this. She know it's a problem.
Now I did put up a poll asking men, have they ever risked their lives for some pussy? Because he basically did his life going in that man's room. Sure. So I kind of gotten a lot of I've risked my life just going to the wrong neighborhood, fucking the wrong. It was a lot of going to the wrong neighborhood, and I was like, okay, like, so there have been many times where men will do some shit just for some pussy, right? Gotcha.
And he sure did. But it's like with their thing, it was so they had built up so much tension from that first ass slap, you know, and they had built a relationship. They built a friendship, you know, so it wasn't just this, we're both losing our virginity to a person. You know, I know this person. I trust in this person. And for me, I think that's the best way. If you're going to do it, you know, there was no strings. There was feelings, but it wasn't this thing of, oh, if I don't date you later, like it's this kind of hardship kind of situation. We both kind of knew what it was. We were both open to what was happening, and we were both safe with one another.
Now, I will say what pissed me off the most the entire time that he was having sex, bro had on his shoes and his pants in her bed.
Oh, child, yes, I could. Ooh.
I was like, how? Why do you have your shoes on still? Why are you like? That always gives me I'm gonna fuck you and run vibe, right?
Yeah. And the fact that listen, I that she was watching some video. She was like, look, just right here, you know, she was giving a lot of guidance.
Right.
And usually, you know, for the most part, you know, females at that age, they don't really know. They're like, we're gonna figure this shit out together. Okay.
No, you need to go get a condom because he was like, we don't need one. Like, bro, yes, we do.
Like, pump your brakes. I got a life to live here, boo boo. Get it on up. My brother got some in his room. Go ahead and go get you one of them. No. You don't hear this song playing? This is Luther. You better go ahead and get that because I'm ready to go. I'm primed and ready. Let's do this.
Now, we do see them later on at Roland's wedding.
Finally, when they got him back, right?
You know, it was still a, hey, how you doing? There, you know, but there was no hard feelings, which again, like you said, for me, the first time should be with somebody who, you know, you trust a little more and this understanding. There were no hard feelings of, oh, we never made it. But I do think they said something about they had dated for a little while after that.
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. But it did, you know, it seemed like, I think it was still like that awkwardness. It was still that, you know, like I said, his friends in his ear because, you know, like with Roland, he was with the girl Tanya and end up, you know, I believe that was his first. Also, once he got her through that, that's what it looked like and all that. But when he ran away from his wedding, is to her house he ran.
So now we've talked about them being children. We'll talk about them being grown men and the fact of the grown man running away from his wedding, going back to his ex house, which I've sort of had a similar experience. I got called the night before the wedding and was like, I don't know if I'm doing this. And I'm like, bro, I'm the wrong person. This is something that you should be dealing with, telling somebody else. But I think it's just more comfortability, you know, like if I fuck up, I could just run back to you. And I was like, no, like you decided that you wanted to marry her, be with this person.
I'm not your scapegoat. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Bye, bro. Now, them flashbacking during him trying, them getting him back together or whatever. It was very telling of how friends grew up. Like they all had a pretty decent life. They were all either well educated or had good jobs now.
Right.
So for me, it's it's a classic movie. There was some drama, but it wasn't too much.
Exactly. And they always still had each other, They never like just left one person astray and kind of did that thing, especially when they, embraced Mike from, like we said, from junior high school. He was there alone from a new place. And, they schooled him on not wearing that blue hat to the thing because we in this blood neighborhood. He was like, but it's light blue. And they were like, take that goddamn hat off.
It is imperative when you come from another state that you know what hat you wear in what area.
But this light blue. They was like, take
it. Still blue. It's still blue. Don't do it.
I thought that was really fun. I'm like, you gotta take that hat off because you're gonna get in trouble, okay? Like in real life.
But I did like how I can't remember the girl's name that he ran to, but she sat there and explained. how she was talking to him, like, you know, if this is who you want to be, like, it really does take a woman to conversation to get a man to be like, okay, this is, you know, yes, this is where I want to be, you know. And I understand, Kofi, spending your life with one person. I don't know how you do it. You have the same dick every night, you know.
It look different. You get it from different angles of the bed.
No, that was not. I did not. I'm gonna use that as a sound, but I'm not. Okay. All right.
It's the angles.
All right. She gonna make a video next about the angles in the beds. But again, one of the movies that I feel is very, you know, classic.
No, it is. It's really good. It's funny. It's you feel that emotion. You're like, damn, you know,
relatable.
Yeah, as I'm sure for some of the guys, like, oh my god, I remember when I couldn't get you kind of felt for them, like, god damn, you need to take a little break, cause and you know, as you know, sexual wellness people, I'm like, god damn it. Even as teenagers, you need to have to do some lube because you was fingering that girl way too much. I know that thing was bone fucking dry because she was not in the mood and you was not making it no better. That thing was like sandpaper. Like that's why it was never happening. Because
maybe because I just wasn't into it. Like I don't remember that being something that I did.
Ooh, that was big over here in the Brooklyns.
Like getting my titty sucked to fucking.
Yeah, that's big over here in the Brooklyn.
Nah. Now, I will admit, if I'm getting my pussy ate and you finger it, then I'm down for that. But just to be sitting there fingering me, yeah. Yeah, it must be a New York thing.
I mean, you know, and then when you have a group of friends, it didn't happen to me, but you know, they'll go and share with their friends. Oh, look what I just did. That's that thing. I've actually been standing there when a guy would come with his group of friends and do it. I'm like, what the?
Wow. Wow.
And they all have their face like.
I think I got all my male friends in college, so we probably already was all having. I've never experienced that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to ask, like, have you guys ever just walked up to your male friends after fingering your bitch or touching you?
Yeah. Yes, they have. That's the group foreplay for you right there.
Wow. Interesting. Well, that was the wood. 1999. Bring it back for the 99, 2000.
You know, you guys are going to enjoy the playlist we have for that.
I added some of them good songs.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen a movie, or if you haven't seen a movie in a while, definitely look at it with some new eyes. It's a great movie. I love it. It's time classic.
It aged very well, you know, because sometimes, like the other movies she had us watching, I ain't really care for now. This one, I definitely, you know, will continue to watch over and over until as old as time.
So that's it from us, guys. We will see you on the next one. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Because why? Because you love us.